These are some long overdue unboxing videos first. And the first one we're going to start with Zephyr by Apogee. I've actually had this kit for a couple of months now. And there were some other things I got with it when I first bought the kit, and that was a motor adapter system and a retainer. And that's probably the only thing people ever complain about, like with some of the Apogee kits, is a lot of them don't come with a motor retention system. But A, it's to keep costs down, B, it's also to give you the choice. This is actually one of 3 sister kit, brother kits, siblings, whatever. They're all based around a 4-inch diameter. There's the Zephyr, the Peregrine, and the Katana. This is what they suggest for level 1, where getting dual deployment, the Peregrine, and then getting into level 2 would be the Katana. This particular kit, if built correctly, can actually do up to a level 2 pretty easily, from what I've been told and have seen. So, you know, okay, you get your beautiful cardstock. Tim over at Apogee is really good about quality. This is your motor tube, 38 millimeter, pretty thick walled. I believe if you look on his site and do some research, it's the same size and type of cardstock that Lock Precision uses, which is important when you're going to get your retainer, which I will cover in a separate video. It's your coupler tube. Once again, it's pretty good, thick, very sturdy. The nose cone is beautiful. I couldn't tell you the type of plastic, but the hook on it is amazing. Good and thick. You're not going to have to worry about that breaking at all. It's got some decent weight to it. I do believe, I don't remember if the kit requires nose weight or not. If it does, it'll be in here. But it's little things that Apogee does that I love, like this. Like the fact that he covers the tip of the nose cone with a little bit of foam and masking tape, just to protect it, like during shipping and everything. You know, a lot of people, I've heard people complain many times about Apogee and the cost. They are a little more expensive, but what you get is top quality and amazing customer service. I've never had a problem with them anytime I've ever had any questions, returns, anything. Vinyl decal sheet, really nice vinyl decals. Given the size of the rocket, this is probably your better choice. He's got a couple really great videos on how to apply vinyl or pressure sensitive decals, and you know, if you do like a little bit of soapy water, it allows you to move them around a lot easier for precise placement. And you can clear coat over top of those. So it's obviously a 2-part airframe, laser cut pre-slotted body tube for your fins as well as your rail buttons. Very handy. Makes the steps to build this kit minimal. As you can see, I'm just kind of dry fitting everything. It's a nice snug fit too. A little bit of the outer layer starting to peel right there, but that's no big deal. Can glue that down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a quick Google search to find out. I don't know who makes these tubes for him. But they have like a semi-gloss finish. Now I know when you're going to fiberglass kits, you'll want to peel that just so the glass has better adhesion, or sand it. As far as I know, though, you don't really have to do any prep work on this to paint it, just primer. And it actually covers the seam up pretty well, so you don't end up with a lot of seams in your paint line or anything. You don't have to do any seam filling, any stuff like that. Quality. Actually, I recently heard that him and several other companies originally got all their tubes from a manufacturer here in Cleveland, which is where I'm at, that went out of business several years ago. So apparently all the tubes are getting made in China now, which is not so good. Mostly just for the quality reasons. So yeah, we need a new local tube manufacturer. Hint, hint. All right. Once again, quality. This is the shot cord you get with it, which is like, I don't know, 1/2 inch nylon or something like that. I mean, even for level 1, this is almost overkill. But for the size of a kit and whatnot, and the amount of shock it's going to have, you know, at some of the level 1 engines as well as the level 2, you know, it future-proofs the kit for sure. I've seen level 1s done on essentially an Estes rubber band shock cord, and they were fine. The nice other thing about this is, once again, quality, but a lot less of a chance of zippering. And if I remember, yes, this kit does come with an eye bolt, which is going to go into essentially the forward centering ring that will sit right here at the top of the fins. The way he does his motor mount, it's similar to what Aerotech and others do. It's what they call like a fin lock system, where you have your centering ring, your motor tube, and another centering ring, and then the fin actually has through-the-wall fin design, so it's got a tab that goes through the airframe wall and glues to the motor mount and the centering rings at the same time. So same thing, your shock cord will basically get tied and glued to the forward centering ring, so that, you know, it's not just like a small Estes kit where you just glue the shock cord to the inside of the airframe. This will actually be attached to the centering rings and motor mounts. He's got some Kevlar in here, which is used for essentially when you're doing your motor mount and everything, so you can get proper internal fillets instead of just sort of glue in the area. You use that to actually pull the aft ring out, so that you can internally epoxy all of these connections and everything and get fillets in and around those. It's little things like this. It comes with these 2 little pieces, which are laser cut. I think he recommends you do a little bit of sanding on the edges to kind of round it. That's about it. But basically, this is so your spacing of your rings is perfect. It doesn't move at all, especially since you remove and then reapply that rear wing centering ring several times, excuse me. But just make sure that they maintain, you know, correct distance and everything for the actual fin tabs. You also have your rail buttons in there. Pretty standard rail buttons. This was another retainer I purchased. I'll cover that in a minute. Obviously detailed instructions. Okay, so here's your centering rings. This is your aft ring. This is where that Kevlar will get kind of weaved through, so that you can pop that ring out and then put it back in later. This is your forward ring. And as you can see, these are where the fin tabs will connect to. These 2 little spots are where those spacer rails go, like so. Yeah, it's a tight fit. I'm gonna sand that. And then this whole apparatus goes around your so. Yeah, nice snug fit though. Not going to need a whole lot of sanding work or anything to get it to. Obviously, I got to get those fin tabs lined up. So, yeah. Like that. And obviously, that whole thing will go up inside your airframe. Why not? Let's do a dry fit in the middle of an unboxing. It's always smart. As you can see, everything's got a nice, good snug fit, which is good. It means you don't have too much finishing work to do, or prep work, I should say. Same thing, laser cut, 1/4 inch, I think. Yeah. 1/4 inch fins. And it's not like just some cheap run-of-the-mill plywood either. I think it's like laser, I think it's like 5-layer, I think he said he used birch aircraft plywood. It's quality stuff, needless to say. Neat little design up here. Actually, he did a couple videos about this whole little cutout in the fin. It's nothing but aesthetics. So, and I saw a couple other videos where you guys actually airframed or aerofoiled, rounded off the leading edges. Got just enough here to do a radius if you needed to. I don't think I'm going to go that route for now, just to get my level 1 cert first. Yeah, that's a nice fit. And yeah, it just slides right into those centering rings. Quality, quality, quality. That's what apogee's all about. So yeah, a little bit of sanding to do here and there, but not a whole lot. I'd rather have a slightly tighter fit on the components that I had to sand away to get them to be smooth than a loose fit where I had to try to fill a gap. It's much easier to take material away than it is to add it. Yeah, this is a really awesome kit, honestly. And for the price, you really can't beat it. It does come with 36-inch nylon chute, ripstop nylon. I actually opened this earlier, and it's actually really soft. I was amazed at how soft it is. Nice, thick, strong shroud lines. And same thing, the way the shroud lines connect to the chute, they're actually like sewn in, I think, a good inch. You're not going to have to worry about this chute ever ripping. And yes, it did come with a 12-inch, made by Dino Chutes, Nomex chute protector. This is basically just a fireproof blanket. You put your chute and shroud lines, as well as some of your shot cord into. That goes into the, instead of having to use like an Estes and some of the low powered stuff, instead of using like recovery wadding or what they call dog bars or anything. These are great. I have 1 or 2 on some of my other mid-power kits, and I love them. Yeah, they do a really good job, and it's less mess, less hassle. Your recovery system is pretty much stays intact. You don't have to worry about, oh, I forgot recovery wadding, or I forgot whatever. Great instruction sheet. One of the things I like about Apogee as well is, you used to see this on a lot of older Estes kits, and I think they started doing it again, where they actually give you a parts list. Beautiful thing about this is not only is it a parts list so you can double check to make sure your kit has everything it's supposed to, but it also has the item number or part number. So if you needed to order just a certain replacement, you can go to their site and do it really easily. He lists all the tools and everything you'll need, as well as optional finishing tools. It's not a very difficult kit. He lists it as a skill level 3, which is pretty average, you know. Beautiful instructions, very detailed, great illustrations, great actual like good description of what you're doing and the measurements involved. And it's as silly as it is, it's one stupid little thing. Each step he's got like a little checkbox, so you can literally go through and check them off as you go, which doesn't sound like much, but it's all those little extra things that really kind of make the difference in quality and understanding how much time and effort he actually put into this kit. He talks about different retention systems. He actually has a suggested motor list, which has everything from a G up to an I, and projected altitudes, like on an I, which would be the top end of your level 1, 2,800 feet, something like that. Yeah, he even talks about applying the decals, paint, talks about actually finishing the rocket. Yeah, great stuff from Apogee, as always. Then I got some kind of bonus thing when I ordered this, because I've ordered so many things from them. Like every time you do an order from Apogee, he sends you extra stuff. I think what I got this time was one of his advanced construction videos. All kinds of tips and tricks and stuff. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave that one at that. I'm actually going to just continue recording because I have several other things I wanted to discuss, but I will break them up in separate videos. If you're interested in level 1 high powered, this is a highly recommended kit. Not only myself, but a lot of other people in my rocket group, as well as Tim at Apogee, definitely recommend this kit, and I understand why. Because it's not really, as far as construction goes, it's not that much more complex than something you would get from Estes. The biggest difference is size. You're going to use some different adhesion things. You know, it's not all going to be, you know, white wood glue or super glue. You're actually going to use epoxy, at least if you want a successful level 1 anyway. You could do it with just wood glue, or like I know like myself and some guys I've talked to, like we like to use Gorilla Glue on the centering rings and stuff to make sure it takes up any gap between the motor mount and the centering rings. But in this particular instance, I don't know if that would hold up to the forces. So that will be in another video. Yeah, get this kit. It's amazing.